कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरतशे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुव एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। So we are, no, we are in the last section of the eighth chapter, and we are going to complete today the eighth chapter. Uh, I don't know whether to go slow or what because majority of them are not there. Let's see, 50. I feel 50% is not there today. Uh, we'll try to do something on this particular section, the last section of this chapter, where 23 to 28 verse 20 to 23rd to 28 number verse, Krishna speaks about supremacy of pure bhakti in attaining Krishna. So, and in a very unique way here, actually, in a very unique way, actually, he is going to prove the supremacy of pure bhakti in attaining him. Uh, Krishna has many places in the scriptures in Bhagavad Gita also. Krishna speaks about the superiority of bhakti. One that you have seen in the last section of the Bhagavad Gita, that is the 6.47, Yoginam api sarvesham. There, the last two verses very clearly Krishna says. And now over here also, and many places, other also places, where you will see Krishna speaking about the supremacy of pure bhakti. Uh, although the Lord actually is, although he's speaking many things in Bhagavad Gita, many themes he is being, but this is a very constant theme being repeated in the pages of Bhagavad Gita, that the bhakti, the unalloyed devotion, is far superior to other paths. And this is back again and again Krishna, and he keeps on giving it. So this is the that is what is the thrust of the Bhagavad Gita is. The Bhagavad Gita thrust is actually to understand that one has we are servant of the Lord and made to serve the Lord in an unalloyed way, to gain unalloyed devotion towards Him. No, so this so 8.22 Krishna spoke about the famous verse Purusha Sapartha Purusha Sapara Artha Partha Bhaktya Labhyastvananya Yashyanta Bhutani Yena Sarvam Idam Tatam. So he spoke in that Krishna's abode is attainable uh, by by his pure devotees. So said that bhaktya labhyas to anandaya. So who is no who attains my abode is one who is in one who is fixed in unalloyed, undeviating devotion to me. That's what Krishna has said. Yasthani sarvan bhutani. Everything is situated within him, and he's all pervading. So now Krishna is giving the proof that how this Krishna's abode is attained by Ananda Bhakta only, and no other person, and uh, and that's how the supremacy of bhakti is proven in the last section of this particular chapter. So so here now we'll recite this shloka and then move ahead with the discussion. Sharing is not turned on. Somebody has to give me the. Oh, you make me co-host. Oh, down host, and then yeah, yeah. Yes. So recite this verse with me, bro. Yatra kale tva anavrittim avrittim cheva yoginah prayata yanti tam kalam vakshami bharatar sabah. Yeah, read the translation.
Translation. O best of the Bharatas, I shall now explain to you the different times at which, passing away from this world, the yogi does or does not come back.
Ah, so now this is the way Krishna is going to prove the supremacy of bhakti. That how now he's going to explain that which way the yogis attain the path of coming to Brahman, and other kind of a yogi actually they return back to the material world. So two kind of yogis, basically karma yogi and jnana yogi, will be explained over here because Krishna is explaining, is trying to prove the supremacy of bhakti. So he is telling that, see, anybody who's a jnana practitioner, jnana yogi, he'll go back, will not return, but surely he the where he goes, no, that is also will be mentioned. The path will be mentioned. And for the karma yogi, actually he goes but has to return back. Where he goes, that also will be discussed. So over here is been said that you know a so he goes and then comes back. So avrittim chaiva yoginah. Yatra kale to anavrittim. Anavrittim means returns. And anavrittim, no return. And avrittim means return. So that means there's some yogi who don't return and some yogis return. Prayata yanti tam kalam. So they how that actually depends on actually depends also on in what kal they are actually living. So this kal word is very important. We'll explain this word later in the purport where when we discuss the purport. Vakshami Bharatar Sabha. I shall describe, O Bharata, O best of Bharatas. Read the purport, bro.
Purport. The unalloyed devotees of the Supreme Lord, who are totally surrendered souls, do not care when they leave their bodies or by what method. They leave everything in Krishna's hand and so easily and happily return to Godhead. But those who are not unalloyed devotees and who depend instead on such methods of spiritual realization as Karmakand, Gyan Yoga, and Hatha Yoga must leave the body at a suitable time and thereby be assured whether or not they will return to the world of birth and death. If the yogi is perfect, he can select the time and situation for leaving this material world. But if he is not so expert, his success depends on his accidentally passing away at a certain suitable time. The suitable times at which one passes away and does not come back.
Hmm. So is explained. So so here, yeah. So Prabhupada also writes, according to Baldev Vidyabhushan, the Sanskrit word Kala is herein referred to the presiding deity of time. So at what time do they leave the body? Will also decide the path that they will take it. The path that they will take, whether they will return back or not return back, and the path will depend on the time and the type of a yogi. You know, so avrittim chaiva yoginah. So it will depend on the path. The path will depend on the type of a yogi and the time of departure. If he's a very qualified yogi, he's a perfected being in a yogic methods, in a yogic process, then actually he can choose the time. Else, it's good luck. If he gives up the body at that suitable time, very good. No, failure. Back to zero, kind of a thing. Back to zero in the sense that, you know, uh, back again he has to begin the life uh, from, you know, from zero. Not like bhakti. that somebody has done bhakti in the past life, maybe till 20% and begins in the next life by 21. That is not for any other process also. Surely, his samskars will be there of the past life, because if he has been a yogi, that samskars of being a yogi will be carried in the next life. But his advancement is not carried much. That's what has been. So that's also is a issue. The proper right side, unalloyed devotees of Lord, they don't have to anytime, anywhere, in any situation. They can give up body, but they don't have to, care about that whether I will go or not. They will return. Where other karma yogi, jnana yogi, hatha yogi, they don't. So that's what is the now the beginning is this is where that they are is proper as the section begins saying like that. Uh, so uh, so actually the Lord has said that the devotees don't return to the world. For sure now it is very clear. Whereas just a minute, yeah. So the Lord has said that the devotees do not return to this world because in the 8.22 he said that. But those who are averse to the Lord and taking other path of karma, jnana, and yohata, they, they know, uh, sorry. Those who are averse to the Lord means, those who are actually kamya karmis, the kind of people, they have to return. They will return. So now on the path, so so that's what is the thing being said over here that yeah, because you will now come to here uh, the word kala is still used over here na because since see over here in this shloka the word there are other words also yatra kale uh, wait bro, just a minute. Yes. So, this shloka, yatra kale to avrittim cheva yoginah, prayatayanti tam kalam vakshami bhartar sabha. So, no, the kala word has come twice in this word, in this shloka, if you see it. So, yatra kale to and prayati yanti tam kalam. So, actually, both the kala word has the word to meaning time only. And this is the presiding deity of the time actually decides that what path, no, what will whether he will return or not return, on what path he will take. So, uh, so that is why na, here so majority of the words are in sequence like uh, ahara. Okay, these are I'll not these I'll not speak to you right now. As when we'll go in the next words, we'll talk about it. So basically over here the thrust is this that according to the time the person leaves the body and the situation, it will decide whether he is going to come back or not come back. But these kind of things are not applicable for a devotee. That much only you understand right now. And then Krishna moves towards the next shloka. अग्निज्योति अह शुक्लः सन्मास उत्तरायण तत्र प्रयत गच्छ तत्प्रयत गच्छन्ति ब्रह्म ब्रह्म विदो जनः. Please read.
Those who know the Supreme
Those
Brahman, that Supreme, by passing away from the world during the influence of the fiery god in the light at an auspicious moment of the day, during the fortnight of the waxing moon, or during the 6 months when the sun travels in the north.
So now this is about see this word is this particular shloka is for those who know the Supreme Brahman. Who knows the Supreme Brahman? Very well. Which kind of a yogi? Karma yogi, Jnana yogi, Hatha yogi, Bhakti yogi. Which yogi has been said over here now? Very well. Yeah.
He yogi, right?
Huh? No, no, no. It's a Jnana yogi. It's about Jnana
Yeah.
yogi about whom it has been said. Huh? Those who know the Supreme Brahman means the impersonal over here been said. So they attain the Supreme means the Brahman, passing away from the world during the influence of fiery God. You know, see Agni, Jyoti, Aha Shuklaha. So in the presence of when there's a fire, there's a light in the daytime, and Shukla, the white fortnights. Na Satmashaha, the 6th month. Which 6th month? Of Uttarayanam, when the sun passes on the northern side. No, no, you know Uttarayan and Dakshinayan. So Uttarayan begins when? When that path is Uttarayan? Uh-huh. The Uttarayan begins when? बोलिए, अरे जानते ना भीष्म.
संक्रांति बोलिए.
हाँ हाँ
मकर
संक्रांत.
संक्रांति.
हाँ, मकर संक्रांति, yeah. That's why it's been celebrated. So Uttarayana, when the sun passes on the north side, now Tatra Prayata Gachanti. Oh, there those who pass away go to the absolute. Brahma, Brahma Vidojanaha, goes to the absolute, who knows the absolute, means the Jnani. Jnani person goes to the absolute, means the Brahman, when when he passes the body in the Agni, Jyoti, Aha Shuklaha, Sanmasa Uttarayana. So he has to make sure that he is giving up the body in this situation. Then he will go. If not, sorry to say, no, no, he can't. So if the yogi is not very perfected being in his yoga practice, so then he can't choose his part time of departure. So if he can't choose, then Hare Krishna. He fails in the exam. See, we have read Antakale Chamameva Smaran Muktva Kalevaram Yah Prayati So Madbhavam. So Krishna over there, if you remember, no, we are going to discuss that verse. So in that shloka, Krishna actually, so he is very clearly saying, so that in the 8.5 that we had discussed, that in a devotee, sir, yat prayati mad bhava, they attain me. Smaran muktva kalevaram. You know, so proper wrote in that purport that devotee for a devotee is very easy to remember because he practices remembrance of the Lord in a very favorable way throughout the life. Whereas for these people, these yogis, Gyan yogis, they also remember the Lord in meditation, but not in a very favorable way. Favorable way means what over here? Favorable way means not in a service attitude, and that is an unfavorable way. They are not remembering the Lord with service, seva bhavana. That's that right, na? Because they are looking for what? They are looking for going to. They are looking for peace, shanti. Whereas seva creates ashanti. Right or wrong? Seva creates ashanti. Do you agree with me? To some degree, you know, to some degree it is. Till the point we are neophyte, surely this the seva creates ashanti. But actually, but they don't have this seva bhavana. So then they are actually their remembrance is also not so unconditional. So the Lord also puts the condition. चलो भैया, इस समय छोड़ोगे मेरे को याद करके, इस पाथ से ब्रह्मन लेके जाऊंगा. नहीं याद करोगे इस समय पे, कंडीशन पे। तो चलो अभी आगे देखते हैं नेक्स्ट लाइफ। That's what is the thing. So now read the purport of this verse. Yeah, read the purport.
When fire, light, day, and the fortnight of the moon are mentioned, it is to be understood that over all of them there are various presiding deities who make arrangement for the passage of the soul. At the time of death, the mind carries one on the path to a new life. If one leaves the body at the time designated above, either accidentally or by arrangement, it is possible for him to attain the impersonal Brahmajyoti. Mystics who are advanced in yoga practice can arrange the time and place to leave the body. Others have no control. If by accident they leave at an auspicious moment, then they will not return to the cycle of birth and death. But otherwise, there is every possibility that they will have to return. However, for the pure devotee in Krishna consciousness, there is no fear of returning, whether he leaves the body at an auspicious or inauspicious moment, by accident or arrangement.
Yeah, by accident or arrangement, whichever way, auspicious, inauspicious, he gives the body in Uttarayan or Dakshinayan, doesn't matter. He leaves the body in the daytime or the nighttime, does not matter. He leaves the body in the temple or outside the temple or in a foreign land, does not matter. You know, he is always he's always you know for a devotee, the journey ahead is always safe. That's what has been said. So now what happens, how this journey of this particular yogi actually is explained in this verse that we read. Agni, so surely the what is this fire? The fire god. So the fire god, when he leaves the body at this particular time, when there is Uttarayan and all those, so then what happens to him is this, that is said that uh, uh, so the Agni and the Jyoti, which is the presiding deity of the light, the presiding devata of the light, no, what happens is that if and that too in the waxing fortnight, that is Shukla Paksh, right now Shukla Paksh has been said over here, Uttarayanam and Shukla Paksh, right now that's what is and Agni Jyoti, so much is there. Even Uttarayan में अगर वो कृष्ण पक्ष में छोड़ा तो नहीं, राइट ना, आप जानते हो ना शुक्ल पक्ष और कृष्ण पक्ष. शुक्ल पक्ष is waxing moon or waning moon? हाँ, इतना तो
Waxing.
yeah. So yes, so he has to give the body in Shukla Paksha, which is the waxing fortnight. So means building up, not the waning fortnight, the Krishna Paksha. तो उत्तरायण में शुक्ल पक्ष में छोड़ता है शरीर. तो अगर ये सब करता है तो क्या होता है? Now has been said that the person who dies, they, even if they don't, if the yogi, his relatives or his disciples, there is no relatives for yogi, Gyan yogi. He has to be a sannyasi. He has to be a renounced order man, celebrate basically. And even if his disciples or he had left the body in a place where cremation rites are done or not done, it doesn't matter for him. If he gives up the body at the right time, then the deity of the light carries him to the deity of the day. From the deity of the day, that's what we call in the even said in the Chandogya Upanishad. So from the deity of the from the deity of the light, they go to the deity of the day. Means he is carried over. जैसे होता है ना Olympics में torch light. So the torchlight is carried, from one place to another by people. The same way, the soul is carried, is taken from one deity to another deity. So from the deity of the light, they go to the deity of the day. From the deity of the day, they go to the deity of the waxing fortnight, Shuklapash. From the deity of the waxing fortnight, they go to the deity of the 6th month, Uttarayan. From there, they go to the deity of the they may go to the deity of the ear. From the deity of the ear, they go to the sun. From deity of the sun, they go to the deity of moon, and and then the deity of lightning. That is Brahman. So, and then it's been said that and this the deity of the moon to the deity of the lightning, or is who carries him over there is a non-human. You know, the non-human form takes them to the Brahman. This is the path of the Devas, the path of Brahman. And those who go by this path, they do not return repeated human birth. So this means that when a person who worships Brahman and is situated is Brahman situated in the eye deep, you know, then and gives up the body, gives up the body in the deity, gives up the body in the light, in these all, then the rest, then the deity of then all these deity pass him, and then eventually he reaches to he comes to the Brahman. That's what has been said. So therefore, the devotee, this person goes to the Lord, means the Brahman through 12 devatas. In this verse, not the 12 devatas are mentioned, but the no the Vedanta Sutra actually gives explanation of this particular passage. So the light goes to the day, to the waxing fortnight, the 6th month of the summer, leading to the summer, the Uttarayan, then the year, then it air, the sun, the moon, the lightning, the water, Indra and Brahma. So lightning तक वहां पे लिखा है, water and Indra gets also added, and that's how they go to the Brahman and they don't return to the material world. So Prabhu, there are two kinds of people who go to Brahman. Don't get confused, because some people from Brahman they fall and some they don't. Because for this person is dead, he does not returns. So he does not falls. So now, because see, this yogi actually is a Jnana yogi, but this yogi actually uses a bhakti element a bit. That is why in this he is the one who is meditating on the supreme. He meditates the supreme Brahman, but he understands that the supreme Brahman is impersonal. So this yogi is for that. Whereas there are other people also who go to the Brahman through the path of ascetic, through tapasya and austerity. So they also go by their tapobalam, but they return back. Prabhupada actually very clearly mentions these two kinds of yogi reaching to Brahman in TLC and many places else also. So if you read TLC, Prabhupada writes very clearly over there that there are two kinds of yogi. So Gyan yoga, basically those who are turning towards Brahman. So those who add a bit of a devotion, they attain Brahman and do not return back. It may happen that if they continue to understand that devotion has led them to this place, and no, and if they continue performing devotional service, meditating on the form of the Lord, they may even go higher from there. They don't come down, at least that is for sure. Whereas other fellow who has reached by tapo balam and by asceticism and austerities and all those things, they are yuna krikshena param padam tata patanti adah. So that verse of 10th canto comes into that picture. Vimukta manina. You might have heard the very famous shloka of Vimukta manina. So I'll show you, this particular uh, Vimukta manina, and then I'll show you these two basically. Ye anye arvindaksha ये अन्य अरविंदाक्ष ये भी ठीक अरविंदाक्ष विमुक्त मार्ग oh wait yes this is yeah this is yeah 10 to 38 a very famous shloka. This is about category of the people who actually they fall down from uh, even reaching to the Brahman. Ye and you can recite with me. Ye anye arvindaksha vimukta manina tvai asta bhavada vishuddha bhutaya आर्यूरकिक्षेण परम पदम ततः पतन्ति अधो अनादित युष्मद् आग्रयः. So read one of you translation. Read.
Trans- Someone may say that aside from devotees who always seek shelter at the Lord's lotus feet, there are those who are not devotees but who have accepted different processes for attaining salvation. What happens to them? In answer to this question, Lord Brahma and other demigods said, O lotus-eyed Lord, although non-devotees who accept severe austerities and penances to achieve the highest position may think themselves liberated, their intelligence is impure. They fall down from their position of imagined superiority because they have no regard for your lotus feet.
So you understand, this is for people who are reaching Brahman through austerity and penance, and they have no regard for lotus feet of the Lord. Means they reach just by austerity and penance, they don't indulge into any devotional act. So what happens to them? Anaditra yushno patanti ado, right? Na? Because they neglect anadrita. ये अनादर करते हैं, आपके lotus feet का, they don't regard, so they fall down. So then Prabhupada over here, he explains very clearly about Vimukta Manina, and then over here he says, he says about those actually. So Prabhupada talks about, the great politicians and all those people also. And then he says over here, yeah, this was Avishuddha Buddhaya, the Shastra one because those who do not accept the Supreme Divine take to devotion and consider attached to person and voidism, undergo hard labor to achieve their goals. See, person who do not ultimately accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead and take to devotional service, but who instead are attached to impersonalism and voidism, must undergo great labor to achieve their goals. So they may achieve, but what happens? They have to come back. So come back to this material world. So here to achieve understanding, such person works very hard, undergoes severe austerities, but a hard labor and austerity themselves are their only achievement, but they do not actually achieve the real goal of life. So that's he says over here that Dhruv Maharaj at first wanted to achieve the greatest material kingdom and greater material position for than his father, but when he was actually favored by the Lord who appeared before him to give him the benediction he desired, the Rama refused it. So this is the perfection of life. Yam Tattva. If one achieves the shelter, one is fully satisfied and does not need to ask for any material things. So these people actually they fall because you know, they don't actually take the help of the Lord. They don't indulge themselves anywhere into devotional service. So and then there are other kinds of yogis. That kind of a yogi that we are reading in the third chapter, right now in the Bhagavad Gita, which who does not fall down because he actually depends on the path of he also uses bhakti, you know so he a tinge of bhakti he adds to his his process. So that's what is being said. So that is why they don't come back. Uh, and I had said, TLC about TLC also proper explains these two, not just TLC, even Kardam Muni in the third canto, the Krama Mukti path very clearly been said over there also. The Lord Kardam Muni also explains, not Sir Kardam Muni, Kapila Muni, sorry. Kapila Muni explains, in his teachings of Lord Kapila, he also explains over there. So in TLC also in Atmaram chapter and in this over here in teachings of Lord Kapila you will find it that these kind of yogis who does not fall because they attain the position through bhakti using bhakti. Yes, Prabhu. You have a question.
Prabhuji, here mentioned that matlab at particular time if he leave the body he attend the impersonal Brahman, maybe it accidentally or by in whatever if he in his hand. So Prabhuji, my question is that at a time of birth, date is already fixed.
Hmm.
So how we understand this?
No, that is why then said over here Prabhupada is using the Prabhu word in his purport. He's very clearly saying, see what he says. So if one leaves the body at a time designated over either accidentally or by arrangement, so they make the
Hmm.
arrangement. Arrangement is what? Actually, they are yogis. They are not the normal people. And also, we have heard that the number of breath is fixed, for every jiva. The number of breath that he will take. So they can manipulate. They actually manage maybe their the ending of number of breaths in a time that they actually that's the perfect time. So they have this pranayam, everything they do, na yam niyam asana pratyahar pranayam dharana dhyan samadhi. So they go through a rigorous process, right? So they do a rigorous process actually, and that is why they are capable. But only few will be capable. Those who have actually perfected this path. Uh, it makes sense to you?
Yes, Prabhuji. But Prabhupada also saying for the normal people also get this thing if he leave the body at the
No,
particular
no, no,
time.
no, not for normal people. No, no, not for normal people. Oh, no,
Okay.
please, please. नहीं, नॉर्मल पीपल के लिए नहीं है देखो यहाँ पे दोज हु नो द सुप्रीम ब्रह्म राइट ना
Okay.
हाँ नॉट फॉर
Prabhuji, अभी in last में if you see other have no control if by accidentally they live at the auspicious moment. यहाँ पे mention किया तो for other means which people
वेयर
last में
हाँ others have no
last में
हाँ
तो
mystics who are advanced in yoga practice can arrange the time place to leave the body. Others have no control. These others, others who actually who can't perfect the mystic process, they have no control. And
okay.
okay, one more thing also, if you see in the general also people do say, अगर if you talk in the normal context, लोग बहुत बोलते हैं कि अरे वो अच्छे समय में उसने शरीर छोड़ा, सुबह में छोड़ा, ब्रह्म मुहूर्त में छोड़ा, बोलते हैं ना लोग ना, अरे
Right.
सोए 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 मर गया. Actually, for a devotee, it does not much matter anyway. But सोए सोए मरना is not so good. In general context, if you say, तमोगुण में मरा है
Okay.
बाबा. हम जनरली पीपल से सोए सोए छुट्टी हो गई उनकी, ज्यादा कष्ट नहीं हुआ. अरे छुट्टी होके कहाँ गया ये भी तो जानो. सो दे डू टॉक, है ना. कोई अच्छे दिन मरता है तो बोलते हैं लोग. That's very clear. They do talk about that, but it is not that they attain Brahman. Those people, but there is some significance of passing at the right time and at certain time in the normal scripture. But it is not that they will attain this position, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Any more, Prabhu? Anyone? Okay. So said that now we'll move. The next, yes. So this is about Jnana Yogi, right? Now he talks about Karma Yogi. धूमो रात्रिस्ततः कृष्ण सन्मास दक्षिणायनम् तच्चंद्र तत् तच्चान्द्रमसं ज्योतिर योगी प्राप्य निवर्तते. Sorry.
In translation, the mystic who passes away from this world during the smoke, the night, the fortnight of the waning moon, or the 6 months when the sun passes to the south, is the moon planet, but again comes back purport. In the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Kapila Muni mentions that those who are experts in spiritual activity and sacrificial methods on earth attend to the moon at death. These elevated souls live on the moon for about 10,000 years by demigod calculation and enjoy life by drinking so much. They eventually return to Earth. This means that on the moon there are higher classes of living beings, though they may not be perceived by the gross senses.
Uh, so now this is about people who are actually karma yogis. So karma yogi, you know it very clearly. This has also been explained in the eighth chapter itself in the beginning, where means those who are into the cycle of birth and death, they keep on rotating. That they keep do something good, go higher, come back like that. So and they also so so as I was saying, people in general talk about अरे सुबह मरे थे शाम में मरे थे क्या मरे थे. Actually, is about the karma yogi. Is about karma yogi. And people somehow consider everyone to be karma yogi. पापी व्यक्ति कभी मरे वो तो जाएगा ही, उसका बुरा हाल होना है. मान लो बट कोई पायस व्यक्ति है, वो अगर पायस अगर कर्म योगी है, बेसिकली आई एम सेइंग ओवर हियर, so he, if he passes the body in these moments, you know, during the smoke, the night, the fortnight, and on all those, they go to that place and they have to, they come back. They will come back. So Prabhupada over here actually is saying that they go to the moon. The shloka also says, the shloka says that Tat Chandramasam Jyotir. They go to the higher planet of Chandra, and then they proper adds over there, they drink Soma juice, Soma ras, and enjoy life for 10,000 years by demigod calculation. अपने calculation से नहीं. Then, so one devotee once while saying that, भैया अगर हम कर्म मिश्र भक्ति ही करेंगे तो क्या होगा, हमारा भी पोजीशन ऐसा ही हो जाएगा. ये कि हम भी जाएंगे उधर 10,000 साल रहेंगे, सोमरस पिएंगे, 10,000 साल के बाद वापस आएंगे, तो क्या हो जाएगा, प्रॉब्लम क्या हो जाएगा. क्या सुने आपने 10,000 साल तक क्या रहने वाला है.
इसको नहीं रहेगा.
तो बोल इस्कॉन नहीं रहेगा, महाप्रभु का मूवमेंट नहीं रहने वाला, फिर क्या. जो करना है इस लाइफ में करो, आगे बढ़ो. आगे तो द गोल्डन एज, द गोल्डन पीरियड ऑफ कलयुगा विल नॉट बी देयर. No, so what they say has some meaning, you know. So that's so uh, uh, that's what has been said. So anyhow, so then this verse actually here it is here is this that so those who comes returns back, the karma yogi has to return for sure. Then he returns back. And what is the path that he actually goes to the moon? So it's been said that those who are doing these karma yogi method processes, being pious, doing their work, social work and charities, they go to the deity of smoke. From there, I know what is the deity of smoke. Uh, is 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 not much been said. It in the word. The verse says, you know what? Uh, the verse says that atha ya ime grame इष्टपूर्ते दत्तम इति उपासते ते धूमम अभिसम भवन्ति. and dhumad ratrim ratre apar paksham. So dhumad, so dhumam abhiva. So these people who actually atha iya yatha ya ime grame. Those who are living in gram means householders. It's been said over here. Gram mein kaun rahega? No, sure, the householder has been said over here. So, what they are doing? No, dattam iti upasate. They are no, they are performing their social work, their sacrifices, and then they upasate. Then what happens? Te dhumam abhidham, and if they from there they go to the charities, go to the deity of smoke. And then the deity of the smoke, from there they go to the deity of night, the deity of and then from there they go to the deity of the fortnight, the Krishna Paksha. They're there to the deity of the this Dakshinayan, the 6 month leading to the winter of solstice, and then they straight go to the Pitta Loka, and from there they to the ether. From ether they go to the deity of the moon, and over there they reside. They become food, so they return. They stay over there, uh, and uh, and they exhaust their punya. And once they have exhausted their punya, they come back to this world. So attaining the planet to the moon, by performance of karma karma that happens is through the path protected by these eight devatas: the smoke, night, the waning fortnight, the winter solstice, the year, the pitra, pitraloka, ether, and moon. And after the enjoyment, they return to the earth the same way. So that's what has been said. So so these people have to return back. They can't remain over there. But Prabhupada is also mentioning this means that on the moon there are higher classes of living beings. You know? So that is truth. That it's a heavenly planet. In heavenly planet, uh, not a normal human can enter with the body, or not the yeah. And they can't see through their senses, the present senses, the beings over there, because it is very limited. We can't see even the demigods. Like we hear that example of Jagannath Puri में वो एक आदमी देखता है, वो आते हैं, विभीषण आते हैं मिलने के लिए भगवान से, तो वो वही देख पाता है। वो भी उसको कुछ तो होगा, कृपा होगा तो ही देख पाया। So it means the demigods is also not visible to us in these in this earthly planet to our eyes. Nothing is so they can't be visible with these kind of instruments and uh, the senses. We can't see the presence of the people on the moon, even if somebody reaches the moon. So I don't want to get into that moon landing and all. That was already you would have read the two very good articles of one is Chaitanya Chandru and Radheshyam too. Another devotees also have written about this moon landing and all. That is that I hope that you are very clear with. Some one scholar devotee has said that there is a difference between even the uh, the the heavenly planet moon and the moon. There's the outer and the inner section of a home. No? So he said something like that. Chandra Grah and and the moon, the planet. There's a bit of a difference. That's what has been said. He was quoting. I don't know much about it, but anyhow, the article of Chaitanya Chandru and Vaishnav is very good for our understanding. So the thing is over here, these karma people, practicer of the karma yogi, they have to come back, for sure. They will go, and that's how they have to. They will reach to the earthly planet. So those who actually we should by reading these two verses we should be very clear. Now, the next verse is about the conclusion of these two verses that we read. We should be very clear that bhakti has to be done, has to be grabbed very seriously. You know, Else, these all process of just being good does not help us, and does not help us at all. Till the point when somebody does not performs bhakti very severely, sincerely, it's he will be caught up in this material world, suffering. पुनरपि जननम पुनरपि मरणम पुनरपि जननी जठरे शयनम यह संसारे बहुत दुखारे कृपया पाहु पाहि मुरारे. So anyhow, now this verse 26th. शुक्ले कृष्ण गति हि एते जगत शाश्वते मते एकया अति एकया याति अनावृत्तिम अनयया अवर्तते पुनः.
According to Vedic opinions,
Opinion.
there are two ways of passing from this world. One is light and one is darkness. When one passes in light, he does not come back. But when one passes in darkness, he returns.
So one passes in light also means that in knowledge, means a jnani, and one who passes in darkness means one who does not know, who does not have knowledge about the supreme truth much, karma yogi basically. Then he has to return back. Purport.
The same description of departure and return is quoted by Acharya Baldev Vidyabhushan from Chandogya Upanishad. Those who are furtive laborers and philosophical speculators from time immemorial are constantly going and coming. Actually, they do not attain ultimate salvation, for they do not surrender to Krishna.
That's what is their bad thing. So because they are not taking bhakti, they seriously they are caught up. No, but his raise said, from time immemorial, they are constantly going and coming. है ना? ऐसा नहीं है कि वो थक गए हैं. अरे थकना इतना आसान नहीं है. बिकॉज नो थकना इतना आसान नहीं है, लेकिन बेवकूफ बने रहते हैं. है ना? That's the entire problem in this. They have a hope against hope. That's this is what is the problem. So this verse summarizes the two paths which has been said: the path of the light, Shukla, and the path of the dark, and Krishna, the path of smoke. So these two paths are accepted that to be without beginning. It has no beginning. When this path has begun or going up and down, has been said. So there are many things in our scripture which has been said has no beginning. And when it isn't said no beginning, without beginning, there we should don't put the logic because without beginning means nobody knows what's the cause of it. That's what has been said. Uh, so that's what is in now. Now Krishna says the 27th shloka, where actually he is moving towards speaking about the devotee. You know. So what happens? The path of a devotee, right now. So Krishna very clearly says that path of a devotee, path for a devotee does not depend, on this path of light and dark. So this is very clear. Here now it says, Naiti Sriti, Naiti Shruti Partha Janan Yogi Muhyati Kaschana Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Yoga Yukto Bhavarjuna. Yes.
Although the devotee knows these two paths, O Arjun, they are never bewildered. Therefore, be always fixed in devotion.
Uh, yeah, you clear, na? All those devotees know these two paths. They are never bewildered. Why? Because the bhakti process does not depends on any of these two paths of leaving the body. Uh, okay.
Krishna is here advising Arjuna that he should not be disturbed by different paths the soul can take when leaving the material body. A devotee of the Supreme Lord should not worry whether he will depart by arrangement or by accident. The devotee should be firmly established in Krishna consciousness and chant Hare Krishna. The best way to be absorbed in Krishna consciousness is to be always dovetailed in his service, and this will make one's path to the spiritual kingdom safe, certain, and direct.
Uh,
Sri Rupa Goswami advises
अनासक्तस्य विषयान् यथा अर्हम् उपयुञ्जतः.
one should be unattached in material affairs and do everything in Krishna consciousness. By this system, which is called Yukta Vairagya, one attains perfection.
Yes. So Prabhupada has said that, what a beautiful line it is. That the best way to be absorbed in, so devotee has to do what? Absorbed in Krishna consciousness. Keep on performing. And Prabhupada says that chant Hare Krishna. And what happens to them? The best way is to absorb in Krishna consciousness, to always be dovetailed in his service. लगे रहो भगवान के सेवा में. No, ये बोलना आसान है, मतलब बोल रहे हैं, मतलब one has to be very seriously engaged in Krishna's service. And what happens with that? The bhakti, this will make one's path to the spiritual kingdom safe, certain, direct. A lot can be said about these three words, Prabhu. Safe, certain, and direct. Safe for sure. No. Safe means what? He'll be very safely taken over there, uh, without any kind of uh, without any kind of a uh, difficult process. These karma and jnani, they have to do a lot of difficult process. One's path to the spiritual kingdom becomes very safe. As such, the path of these people, the karma mukti, is not very safe. There's a lot of you understand, na? That ये समय में शरीर छोड़ा तो वापस आएगा, ये छोड़ा तो नहीं आएगा, और उसमें भी जाने में बहुत ही है ना. So it's safe. It's very easy. No much of a like of a coin. It is not a head and tail toss. क्या आएगा पता नहीं, हेड आएगा टेल आएगा नहीं. भक्ति कर रहा है ना, अच्छे से कर रहा है, शुद्ध भक्ति कर रहा है, शुद्ध भक्ति है. He's dovetailed in his service. Safe है. There is no question if or but. जाएगा. Certain. Safe है, जाएगा ही जाएगा, मतलब कुछ क्वेश्चन नहीं है. Certain, for sure. Directly he goes. Not that ये एक डेमीगॉड दूसरे डेमीगॉड को देगा, तीसरे डेमीगॉड को, फिर जाते हैं प्लैनेट पे या ब्रह्मांड पे. ऐसा नहीं, डायरेक्ट जाता है बाबा ये. So this is not been explained. I'll not. I hope you would have heard this lecture somewhere. It is there in our, voice syllabus about this particular three words. Darshan to explain safe, certain, and direct. So I hope you would have heard that. It's a very long lecture which Prabhuji has given. So Sri Rupa Goswami says, what one has to do to be always dovetailed in his service. Anasaktasya vishayan. Right now. I'll take some more time today to complete the last shloka, because last shloka is also very important. I hope is that okay, na Prabhu? Ishwar Prabhu, you are the host today. I'm just asking. Today is holiday, I feel so. So that's why
Yes,
I'm asking.
Prabhu.
Not much time, not much time also. I'll just complete in 5 minutes. So, Anasaktasya Vishayan. How he will be dovetailed in Krishna's service if he's unattached to material affairs. No, he should not be attached to material affairs. If he's attached to material affairs, he can't dovetail in his service, Krishna's service. By this system, which is called Yukta Vairagya. So Yukta Vairagya is a system of being unattached in material affairs while doing. Do everything in Krishna consciousness, but be unattached. So this is the way that a devotee actually lives his life, performs his duties in this life and the duties of the next life, and attain Krishna's kingdom for sure, for safe, certain, and direct. This path is safe, certain, and direct. So this is how actually Krishna is saying over here in this particular shloka. Next, the last shloka. Vedesu yagyeshu tapah suchaiva daneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam atyeti tat sarvam idam viditva yogi param sthanupayati chadyam. Yeah, read through.
A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from studying the Vedas, performing sacrifices, undergoing austerities, giving charity, or pursuing philosophical and fructive activities. Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all this, and at the end, he reaches the supreme eternal abode.
So Krishna is very clearly saying that my devotees actually uh, they don't do all these activities of Vedeshu, study of Vedas, Yagyeshu. So they do read Bhakti Shastra, Bhakti Shastras. They do perform Sankirtan Yagya. They do tapasya, but not like these people, no, you know, uh, like Jnani and Karmi people. Yeah, Vedeshu, Yagyesu, the Daneshu, Yat Punya Phalam Pradishtam. Oh, whatever they get, these other people by doing all this my devotee get it. Attet Yat Sarvam Idam Viditva Yogi Param Sthanam Upayati Chadyam. And they get at the end, and I at the end they get me. That's what has been said. Yogi Param Sthanam Upayati Chadyam. Performing devotions is that devotee attains the supreme abode. This is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. However, is that one stroke, proper writes very okay, line will come. Uh, the beauty of Krishna, however, is that by one stroke, by engaging in devotions, that one can surpass all the rituals, which may be mentioned in different orders of life. So my devotee may not do these rituals of Vedeshu, Yagyeshu, Tapeshu, Daneshu, Yat Phalam, Punya Phalam, Pradishtam. ये इसके पीछे नहीं भागता वो, you know. Uh, they may not do it, but they just do what? Bhakti. No. Bhakti includes, by the way, Vedeshu, Yagyeshu, Tapeshu, Daneshu, but not very specifically like these people. So one can surpass all of them by knowing me and my glories. So as soon as somebody knows the Lord's glory and knows the Lord and His glories, what happens? Vedesha Sarve Raham Veda Vedya, he knows the Vedas because the Vedas. After reading the Veda, who has to be known? The Lord has to be known. Yagyeshu, if he knows him, he will do Sankirtan Yagya. Tapayeshu, no, what tapasya? No, you read that word is very important, very famous shloka. Tapo divyam putrakayena sattvam. Right now, what is the greatest tapasya? To perform bhakti. Daneshu. Oh, so knowing the glory of the Lord, immediately the devotee gives up bhaktaram. He does not enjoy it, rather than he engages everything Krishna service voluntarily. Yat punya phalam prasiddhatam pradishtam. So devotee actually does it naturally. Naturally he is into it. Just by knowing the glories of the Lord and the Lord, he performs devotional service, and he attains the eternal abode of the Lord. So Prabhupada writes a very beautiful long purport to it. We'll read and then we'll end. Read through. One has to.
One has to study the Vedas under the guidance of the spiritual master and undergo many austerities and penances while living under his care. A brahmachari has to live in the home of the spiritual master just like a servant, and he must beg alms from door to door and bring them to the spiritual master. He takes food only under the master's order, and if the master neglects to call the student for food that day, the student fasts. These are some of the Vedic principles for observing brahmacharya. After the student studies the Vedas under the master for some time, at least from age 5 to 20, he becomes a man of perfect character. Study of the Vedas is not meant for the recreation of armchair speculators, but for the formation of character. After this training, the brahmachari is allowed to enter into household life and marry. When he is a householder, he has to perform many sacrifices so that he may achieve further enlightenment. He must also give charity according to the country, time, and candidate, discriminating among charity in goodness, in passion, and in ignorance, as described in Bhagavad Gita.
Now, padi आगे, then after.
Then, after retiring from household life, upon accepting the order of Vanaprastha, he undergoes severe penances, living in forest, dressing with tree bark, not shaving, etc. By carrying out the orders of the brahmacharya, household life, vanaprastha, and finally sannyasa, one becomes elevated to the perfectional stage of life. Some are then elevated to the heavenly kingdoms, and when they become even more advanced, they are liberated in the spiritual sky, either in the impersonal Brahmajyoti or in the Vaikuntha planets or Krishna Loka. This is the path outlined by Vedic literatures. The beauty of Krishna consciousness, however, is that by one stroke, by engaging in devotional service, one can surpass all the rituals of the different orders of life.
So,
The
Prabhupada has explained the different rituals for the different orders of life that has to be done for sure. I don't know how many of us from age of 5 to 20 remained in the Gurukul and went at big arms. You know, in that way, according to the Vedic system, we are already disqualified. चलो निकल जाओ परफेक्शन का आशा ही मत करो बेसी गड़बड़ है and those and then about the householder then one person God knows who even in one householder charity this charity is very huge charity this is 50% charities because the Purana says the wealth has to be divided into four parts the same what Rupa Goswami that it's mandate so who does तो सब गए no uh, so uh, Vanaprastha how many people take going to forest dressing a tree bark not shaving even not even one example is there in the world right now hardly we have heard even one example also so and then after doing that they take sannyas and they may go to the heavenly kingdom or when they become human they go to spiritual sky Brahmajyoti or Vaikuntha Pranashad or Krishna Lok. But beauty of Krishna consciousness is one stroke. You engage in devotional service, you surpass all these rituals. But somebody may say, but see, these some rituals are there in bhakti process also. Some of these rituals, yeah, it is there, but it's secondary. For no in the Vedic literature, the normal varnashram is a prime thing. The rituals. In the bhakti path, these rituals becomes the secondary. Secondary in the sense they are helping hands. And if it is not there also, but somebody has a very firm devotion to the Lord, chalega, no problem. Uh, he might have not undergo Gurukul training, no problem. He might have not lived the standard of life like a Grihastha. He's already 50-year-old, no problem. Take to bhakti, one stroke, but give yourself full to bhakti. जब भी लिया है उस समय से आगे अच्छे से करो ना one stroke one can surpass this is the beauty of Bhakti Prabhupada's writing Krishna consciousness and now read the word
The word idam viditva indicates that one should understand the instructions given by Sri Krishna in this chapter and the seventh chapter of Bhagavad Gita. One should try to understand these chapters not by scholarship or mental speculation, but by hearing them in association with devotees. Chapter chapter 7 chapter 7 through 12 are the essence of Bhagavad Gita. The first six and the last six chapters are like covering for the middle six chapters. which are especially protected by the Lord. If one is fortunate enough to understand Bhagavad Gita, especially these middle six chapters, in the association of devotees, then his life at once becomes glorified beyond all penances, sacrifices, charities, speculations, etc. For one can achieve all the results of these activities simply by Krishna consciousness. One who has a little faith in Bhagavad Gita should learn Bhagavad Gita from a devotee, beginning in the because in the beginning of the fourth chapter, it is stated clearly that Bhagavad Gita can be understood only by devotees. No one else can perfectly understand the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. One should therefore learn Bhagavad Gita from a devotee of Krishna, not from mental speculators. This is a sign of faith. When one searches for a devotee and fortunately gets a devotee's association, can actually begins to study and understand Bhagavad Gita. By advancement in the association of the devotees, one is placed in devotional service, and this service dispels all one's misgiving about Krishna or God and Krishna's activities, forms, pastimes, name, and other features. After these misgivings have been perfectly cleared away, one becomes fixed in one's study. Then one relishes the study of Bhagavad Gita and attains the stage of feeling always Krishna conscious. In the advanced stage, one falls completely in love with Krishna. This highest perfectional stage of life enables the devotee to be transferred to Krishna's abode in the spiritual sky, Goloka Vrindavan, where the devotee becomes eternally happy.
Yeah, so Prabhupada has written very beautiful output. And how should we read Bhagavad Gita? Not through scholarship, but read under association of devotee. Practice it in the association of devotee. And these middle six chapters that we are reading is the prime chapter. So when we'll begin ninth chapter tomorrow, you'll understand the most confident Raja Vidya. That's a very important. So one who has a little faith should learn Bhagavad Gita from devotee. So we all are very fortunate that we are getting to read Bhagavad Gita, understand Bhagavad Gita from the mouths of Srila Prabhupada and the previous acharyas were great souls. So and we should understand Bhagavad Gita through them and practice in the association of devotees who are also admiring those acharyas. Then it will be possible for us to come to this last stage which Prabhupada is writing. Anyhow, I end over here. And if you have questions, you will take it tomorrow at the beginning of the class. Uh, you hold it. We'll begin with the question and answers tomorrow. Okay, Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Braj.